Hello, my name is Jacqueline Mangini.
And I'm Hannah Nescot.
And welcome back to MCTV News Live. That's right, MCTV News is transitioning to a live format to ensure that everything you hear is up to date and fresh off the press. Our first story of the night is that Student Activities Department is switching from their ticket selling process from physical to digital. The move was highly criticized by some students, complaining that the tickets would sell out in less than a minute. The switch isn't entirely without benefits, however. In previous years, ticket sales would be highly anticipated, with people lining up almost 2 hours early. This caused the Student Center to be congested and incentivized students to leave their classes early or skip them entirely. In a statement on Instagram, the department stated, quote, "We decided to make the switch to hometown tickets as a more equitable way to ensure all students have access to tickets regardless of class times or prior commitments."
In national news, GOP Chairman Jeff Dewitt has resigned after facing allegations of attempted bribery to GOP senatorial candidate Kari Lake. Lake's team recently released the article in which Dewitt attempts to pay off Lake from running. Lake, however, refused the money and has continued her race for the governor's mansion, an election she has already lost once before. Dewitt released a statement with his resignation, stating, quote, "I received an ultimatum from Lake's team. Resign today or face the release of a new, more damaging recording. I am truly unsure of its contents, but considering our numerous past open conversations as friends, I have decided not to take the risk. I am resigning as Lake requested in the hope that she will honor her commitment to cease her attacks, allowing me to return to the business sector, a field I find much more logical and prefer over politics." When asked, Lake's team denied any implication of blackmail or coercion.
Hello, welcome back to a brand new season of Quiz Show. I'm your host, Max, with the Facts Hochberg. They know the rules, I just explained them. You at home know the rules because you've never missed an episode of Quiz Show. What city does Ghostbusters take place in? CJ is quick on the draw. CJ, what do we got?
New York.
New York City is correct. That is correct. New York City is where the Ghostbusters bust some ghosts.
Okay, you guys can clap. I have to get there.
You can choose now. Oh. In Seinfeld.
And now for our pop culture segment featuring Stefan Duncan.
Thanks, Hannah. A New York City judge has ordered the detention of 33-year-old David Crow without bail after he was arrested 3 times in 1 week outside Taylor Swift's Manhattan home. Crow, hailing from Seattle, was arraigned on a second-degree criminal contempt charge in Manhattan Criminal Court. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office confirmed the arraignment. It disclosed that Judge Marisol Martinez Alonso granted the prosecution's request for custody and the defense counsel's request for a psychiatric exam to assess Crow's fitness for trial. The arrests occurred on Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday near Swift's residence, with the latter incident happening shortly after Crow was arraigned on stalking and harassment charges. A protective order had been issued forbidding him from visiting Swift's home or contacting her. During the arraignment, prosecutors argued that Crow willfully disobeyed the protective order with his Wednesday arrest. Court documents revealed that a security worker claimed to have seen Crow near Swift's townhouse approximately 30 times since November 25th. Despite being repeatedly asked to leave, Crow allegedly persisted in violating the order. Legal representatives for Crow declined to comment, and his trial is scheduled to resume on February 7th.
What term does David Putty find offensive for mechanics?
Max, I know this.
Yeah? Then say it, boy.
It's not coming to me.
38th parallel caused a ceasefire during which war?
Okay, so was this the Korean War?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That's correct. That is.
President Donald Trump has been ordered by the courts to pay punitive damages to E. Jean Carroll of $83.3 million for defaming her on social media. Mr. Trump has been a vocal critic of Carroll after she accused him in 2019 of raping her in a dressing room, quote, decades later. Carroll claims that Mr. Trump's attacks caused a decline in her mental and physical well-being and that she was attacked on every online platform she had presence on. Mr. Trump's defense was that Carroll was a fame seeker who was trying to reignite a fading career by cashing in on controversy and that Trump's insults had helped her career by bringing more attention to her. During the trial, Trump left the courtroom for about 75 minutes for no apparent reason.
A group of Marist students recently attended the 2024 New Hampshire primaries. The first night, they ate at the Puritan, the restaurant that invented the chicken tender. Kevin Weinman, columnist Philip Bump, and former White House correspondent Steve Tama spoke and did a Q&A. At the rally itself, President Trump was accosted by protesters objecting to the continual usage of fossil fuels enabled under his campaign. As reported by Marist student Jacob Grenzens, the Secret Service interrogated a few of the protesters, but didn't seem to have any major issues with them.
Correct, yeah, the Korean War.
Yes.
What is the number one streamed Christmas song on Spotify?
All I want for Christmas is you.
That is good. Is that your answer, or are you just trying to get over here? You know what I
Maybe
mean?
it could be both.
LMAO, I'm dead. This was such a better idea when I had it last night than in practice.
Now to sports with Lauren Pestuglicci.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lauren Pestuglicci, here to give you tonight's sports report. For all the football fans out there, this has certainly been a thrilling weekend. At 3 o'clock on Sunday was the AFC Championship game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs struck first with a huge touchdown reception from star tight end Travis Kelce, who put up an impressive 116 yards and a touchdown on 11 receptions. The Ravens struck right back in the first quarter with a 30-yard touchdown pass from Lamar Jackson to Zay Flowers, but were only able to put up 3 more points in the remainder of the game. Ultimately, a series of offensive miscues from Baltimore, including 2 fumbles and an interception, proved to be enough to cost the Ravens a spot in the Super Bowl. Then came the NFC Championship, which would decide who will face off against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl on February 11th. This game featured the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers, 2 powerhouses of the NFC. Dan Campbell's Lions came out swinging and found themselves holding an unforeseen 24-7 lead at halftime. However, the 49ers refused to go down without a fight. The Niners ultimately rallied back, putting up 27 points in the second half, securing a 31-34 victory and a spot in the Super Bowl. Regardless of who you're rooting for or against, this year's Super Bowl is sure to be an exciting matchup for all.
Who is commonly cited as Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's rival? What,
Is it
give me an answer.
is it Tame Impala?
Tim Impala, go to hell.
Do you know this
Mario.
guy?
Oh my god. What are the names of the Winchester brothers from Supernatural?
Boris and Craig.
That is incorrect, unfortunately.
Man, I thought I had it.
What is the final rule of Fight Club? Have fun?
Thanks, Lauren. A Marist alumni has built their dreams out of brick and mortar. Heidi Richards from the class of '08 has recently finished the construction of the Copper Fox, a 520-square-foot treehouse shaped as our school's mascot. The Fox has been a passion project for Richards for years, ever since it came to her in a dream. Built from locally sourced lumber and materials, Richards is particularly proud of the sustainability of the project. When asked what the motivation behind keeping it clean was, Richards said, quote, "We wanted to finish this project knowing that we did everything we could to ensure the health and well-being of our guests, of our little plot of Maine woods, and of our planet. The residence is available to rent through Airbnb, but move fast. Richard says it may be a part of their private residence in the future."
The United States and China are once again partnering to try and stem the flow of fentanyl into the states. High-level talks will be held next week in Beijing. China has often been considered complicit in the rise of the highly addictive drug, with officials stating that much of the precursor chemicals used by cartels come from manufacturing plants present in China. While deferring to that fact, Yu Heban, one of China's top narcotic control officials, states that, quote, the crisis in the U.S. is not manufactured by China. Rather, its roots lie within the United States itself, alleging that the problem does not stem from China, but from American citizens' need for opioids. The talks were made possible by the Biden administration lifting sanctions against the country. This has met with criticism, however, as the sanctions were originally put in place to protest China's alleged abuse of Muslims and Uyghurs.
That's a good one.
That's correct. The Fight Club was the friends we made along the way, I guess. What is the name of the American Idol winner turned Queen singer? Uh-oh.
Oh, I know who this is. I just don't know the name.
Then say it.
Oh my God.
Then say it.
Up next, Science with Jonah Edmonds.
NASA announced that Ingenuity, the Mars helicopter, has concluded its mission after one of its rotors broke during its 72nd flight. The helicopter had exceeded expectations, initially planned for a 5-flight demonstration, but ultimately becoming a crucial companion to the Perseverance rover, scouting the terrain ahead. Despite facing challenges like dust storms and the cold Martian winter, Ingenuity persisted and survived for over 2.5 years. The rotor damage occurred during a routine 30-second up and down flight, revealing the limitations of the aircraft in bland terrains and prompting NASA engineers to investigate the communication dropout and rotor impact during landing. Ingenuity's remarkable achievements include being the first aircraft to take flight on another planet on April 19, 2021, and surpassing its initial mission goals. The helicopter's robust performance demonstrated the endurance of commercial, off-the-shelf components in the harsh Martian environment, providing valuable data for future mission designers. The Ingenuity team expressed a mix of sadness and pride as they concluded the mission, acknowledging that each day could have been the helicopter's last. While Ingenuity will be left behind, the lessons learned from its flights will contribute to the design and development of future Mars helicopters as NASA explores the possibility of incorporating aerial vehicles in upcoming missions.
Oh yeah, this is my favorite movie ever. Let's go. Sorry. Annie and Hallie.
Whoa. This may be a first for Quiz Show. I've never received an answer and a correct one before I even said the question. Which MLB umpire...
Thanks, Jonah. That's all the time we have for today. So once again, my name is Jacqueline Mangini.
And I'm Hannah Nescot. And this is MCTV News.